Good evening. Dan Fitzpatrick here at StockMarketMentor.com on Monday, March 5th. And today we're not going to do a chart of the day. I guess we're going to do a sector or an industry group of the day. And I just want to show you a little bit of a top-down approach. Actually, it's just kind of a two-tiered approach that gets us to where we don't want to be dip buyers in coal. It hasn't worked for quite a while. I had been considering, pondering, whatever you want to call it, that back here, this may in fact be a base and maybe looking for some kind of a breakout here. Now I know that you may be thinking, well, why the heck would you be looking at a base in coal, for crying out loud? There's all this negative sentiment towards it, and it's just the last darn thing you'd want to own. Well, therein lies the rub, because this had been trading sideways, and when you get all this nastiness out there and an industry, whatever, a chart just trades sideways, you have to start to wonder whether all that bad news is already baked in. You don't take a position though until you get confirmation of that. I never got any confirmation of that, so now I'm looking at this completely objectively and saying that, you know what, this puppy has a long way to go before I would look to buy it. A long way to go. So we're going to start here with coal. You can see what's happening there, but let me just back up a step further. Metals and mining. Okay, what I want to know is, and this is the kind of thing, by the way, that I do at Stock Market Mentor all the time on the premium stuff. What I want to know is what's happening with the money. Where's the money going, or where is it not going? And so we start here at a top-down approach here. It's more of a theme, metals and mining, and this is all kinds of stuff. Coal would be mining just because it's not metals, but you do dig it out of the ground, hence mining. So we've got the XME rolling over. We've got other stuff that's rolling over, but so we boil it down. We drill down to coal. We see that that's nasty. Now I want to look at, say, 5 coal stocks that I think you can make money on the short side. And I'm not talking about specific short setups, rather just stocks that continue to move down. AK Steel would be a really good chart, except guess what? That's not a coal company. Instead, sorry about that, we're looking at Walter Energy. You want to short this stock? No, because it's just heading down to this prior support right down here, which is also here as well. So this is not a good shortable candidate. If I owned it, I sure wouldn't want, I'd be kicking myself, but you know, nonetheless, there it is. Now, Patriot Coal, we got a nice move to the downside. I look at this, I see a lot more downside to go. What about Arch Coal? This had been, again, can you see where, hey, maybe this is a base. All of a sudden we get a lower high. Now we're rolling off into the abyss here. This is one where you don't want to be either. Look, if you're a dip buyer on all this stuff, you're a dip, okay? This is not something that you want to be messing around with. Go against the market when you have an edge. You don't have an edge, trust me. Peabody Energy, broken down through this support. Now it's down to test this level. Any further downside, we'll call it, say, 31 bucks. Any downside below 31 bucks is going to bring on another leg down. And then finally, Alpha Natural Resources, 1635. This thing's just draining out the end of the garden hose. So there are a lot of things to like about coal. None of them have to do with ticker symbols. They're just really not where you want to be right now, and so I want you to avoid them. In fact, any kind of strength, if they start to bounce a little bit, maybe you want to pull off a short or two, but that's that's for you to decide. Anyway, members, let's get to the strategy session. I got a lot of other stuff to go over.